Good morning. Today's Monday, January 5th, 2026. Another year beginning here, so let's get off to the right start here. Economic data today, 9 a.m. we have ISM manufacturing. Could move the market a little bit. I think, we've got some heavy data coming out this week. But, what's not on the sheet here is, I think 4 o'clock Eastern time today. You've got NVIDIA CEO speaking, talking about the 2026 outlook as well. I think AMD is going to speak as well today. So I think that could definitely give a nice little push to the market, at least on the NASDAQ side. But we'll see what happens there. We get a little pre-market push. That seems to be losing a little steam right now based on going into Venezuela and capturing their president and then their first lady, I believe. I don't even know if that's what you call her. But anyways, economic data tomorrow, nothing on the board. Wednesday is when we start to get some numbers. Non-farm unemployment change, 7:15, 9 o'clock, you start to get ISM service manufacturing and JOLTS. JOLTS, I think, is going to move the market at about 9 a.m. That's on Wednesday. Thursday, you're going to have unemployment claims at 7:30. After that, I don't see anything else that's going to impact the market too much. Fridays, when we have a heavy slate of some numbers here, you've got earnings month over month, unemployment change, unemployment rate at 7:30. It's all pre-market. And then when the markets open at 9 o'clock, you have University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. That's all on Friday. So I'll go over all of that as during my pre-market sum. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and like this video. And also go down in the description, join the Discord community for live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. And that's where I go over some basic trade strategies. I show actual live trading that I do. And you can pick my brain. Anyways, let's go over the broader markets. Let's start with the ES, where we typically start. So, like I said, we're getting a little push in the pre-market here. On Friday, you did have just a massive sell-off here. You popped up to this December 30th low, 69.40. Anytime you pop below a low, and then you come back up and test it, it's a break and retest. You come back up here, see the market respond there, and it came off that low, very aggressive, lost a 20-day SMA, came on down, lost a level that I had down here of 68.92 to 68.96.5 as a support level, came on down to the 50-day SMA, popped below it, kept trying to push below it, then got some support down there at 68.70.75. And then we regained the 50-day SMA late in the day, had a nice little surge, and then on the near the close, you had a nice little pop as well. So right now we're hovering right around the 20-day SMA. I think that's the first step to get above that level. I think in order for us to push higher, we have to get above the 69.40.75, which is it's right along with that December 30th low, along with Friday's high. So if we can get above that, I think we can push into that 69.51.87, which I have marked down there as a December 30th point of control level. If we get through that level, we can get pushed to the weekly high set December 5th, which is 69.63. If we get through there, I think we can get a nice little push to that 69.88, which is November 2nd high. And then obviously if we can get through that, then we start pushing towards the all-time high at 7,014. I think there's going to be some volatility, though. I think there's a lot going on out there with everything that's happening with foreign policy, with everybody kind of questioning what the U.S. stance is going to be as far as foreign policy and as far as flexing our muscles overseas. Hey, good morning, Anthony. How are you, pal? And but anyways, right now we are still getting a nice little push here. We definitely held that 50-day SMA Friday, and now we are hovering just above that 20-day SMA. So we'll see how the market responds when we open up. Let's get into NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is still kind of weak, if you ask me here. We still have these resistance levels that it's respecting. even though Friday we got that same push, like the S&Ps popped up here to that high, that weekly high at 25,815, dropped right below it, and then we lost a 20-day SMA, and then these levels here that I have are resistance levels that I did not change even on the open, because I wanted to see how they would respond when the market opened. And as you can see, we lost a 20-day SMA up here, and that was sitting at about 25,692.32. Once we lost that level very aggressively, by the way, we're looking at a 15-minute chart here, lost it very aggressively, pop right back up. This is what you call a classic break and retest. Market loses that level down here. It's at 25,597.5, rallies back, tests it right here, and very aggressively comes off it. So this level right here, 25,975.5, is a very good level. So in order for us to be confident that we're going to be moving higher, you're going to have to regain that 25,975.5 first. However, you're going to be running into some resistance up here at the 50-day SMA, and the 50-day SMA is right in line with the 20-day SMA right now. Call it at 25,665.21. So I'm going to say the same thing for the NASDAQ. In order for us to push higher, we're going to have to regain, obviously, this first level. It's 25,597.5 first, and then we push into the that low 25,645.25. I would anticipate to get a little reaction off of that, because when you break a low and then you come back in it, it's a break and retest. So I would say that we make it a little heavy here first. If we plow through it, then I think that we can push high. We can push into this point of control level at 25,732.88. And then, then it's going to get, you could get some resistance. It showed, very, big sellers up here on Friday. So if you can get through that, I think that these sellers are then going to panic, start covering their shorts. And if we get through that 25,750.75, we push into that 25,815 level. And then, of course, if we can get through there, we're going to push in that 25,881 level. And then if we get through there, I think we get a little heavy up here at 25,931.25. On the downside, if we start losing things today and we lose that 25,370.87 level, I think we're coming down to this midline regressional trend line I have here at 25,323.33. And then if we lose that, I think we're coming down to Friday's lows, and we'll test that at 25,261.84. If we lose that level, we come down to the 100-day SMA at which is sitting at 25,183.72. So that level right there is going to be a key level for it to hold. If we lose that level, then I think we're going to quickly move down to the 24,960.75 level. So that's pretty much my coverage on the broader markets today. It could look a lot different tomorrow, landscape after data starts coming out. But anyways, again, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button and like this video. And then also join the Discord community for live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. Tesla, let's go over Tesla. Tesla's still weak, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to be bullish on Tesla. If we get out here and we look at the 4-hour here, 4-hour, we are on the bottom side of this midline regressional trend line that I drew here since April of the beginning of this year. And you can see right now, it did hold this level down here at 434.81, kind of bounced right off it like a champ on Friday. However, I'm still not convinced that downside may be over. We have levels that we need to regain in order for that to happen. If we lose certain levels, I think we're going to push lower. I think I think there's probability that we could push lower. I think if we lose this 434.81 level, I think December's low of 422.12 is definitely in range. And then if we lose that, we come down to October's low at 411.45. At 411.45, I think there's definitely some good support down there if we did lose that and come on down here, because you could see as you come out here, if we lose this 439.74, there's not a lot here, not a lot of activity here. And especially if we lose that 434.81, you could see there's really nothing that comes into play until we get down here into these levels. You could see reactions down here at that 422.12 level. And then also if we lose that 422.12 level, same thing comes into play. It starts to get pretty pretty thin. And then, you know, unfortunately, if we do lose that 411.45 level, it's extremely thin down here. We could come down and test that 402 level, which is the lower end of this regressional trend line. And then if we lose that, we could have, you know, we could pull back on down to this November low, 382.78. And then I have this open point of control level for September 11th at 466.07. If you're new to the channel, I have these point of control levels that I draw on here. It's actually a automatic script that's drawn on here for me, and it shows where the average trade is being made for that day. So if we go all the way back out here to September of last year, you could see where the open point of control is, and it comes in right here. And so how I plot it is, after the market closes right here, it closed on this day, September 11th. If the market doesn't come back down and touch this level, it's a point of control level that I leave open, because the market typically wants to come down, have some housekeeping, touch a level, and then pop off that level. So it's almost like a gap fill type attitude, right? So that's the downside feel for it. And, you know, over the last, if we look at Tesla for the last month, let's go 2 years to clean it up here. Tesla is definitely, you know, in a downward pattern right here. That's a monthly view right here. We can go into the weekly here, this 3-week weekly pattern. You can see it's breaking market structure right now. We are still in this upward trend. However, we're on the downside of the upward trend right now. So we're hoping that it can come and hold certain levels that we have here. Unfortunately, we've got some levels that are, you know, probably $25, $30 lower than where we are right now. But you do have to pay attention to the market on what it's doing. It's making lower highs, so lower high and a lower low, right? However, it did make a gap fill. So we have a little bit of a gap fill up here between 469 and 474. So if we do start pushing higher, then we start paying attention to these levels that I have up here. That's why I leave all these levels up here that are even, like, you know, $40 and $50 higher, because especially with the way Tesla moves, you know, you could be there in a couple of days. So I just leave these up there. And right now, this is my clean charting set. And then when I start trading, I go to my trading chart. And so right here during my trading chart, I'll drop down to a smaller time chart so I can see where I'm actually getting into trades, and I can see how the market responds off of certain levels. You can see this flash wick right here. It's, you know, I've been starting to see these more and more, and I'm starting to pay attention to it, where the market almost retraces it when it opens up. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens there. I'll actually see if I can just draw something here just to see that and keep that plotted out and go back and look at it at a later date. So let's get into the 5-minute opening range trade, what we're going to do for today. Let's go over Friday's 5-minute opening range trade first. So 5-minute, there's a beautiful trade on Friday. So we go over the 5-minute opening range trade, and the reason why we say the first 5 minutes is that's when the heaviest volume comes into play for the market. You could see right here, here's your volume down at the bottom. So you can see this is a big purge right at the first 5 minutes of the day, and it's pretty much going to dictate, you know, a high probability on the direction where the market's going to go for today of trading, right? So you can see, if you look right here, aside from the first 5 minutes of the post market, the first 5 minutes was the highest volume of the entire day, and down here is where I have my volume, right? The candles can look the same size, but down here is where the money is, right? So this is where you can measure how real the candle is or not, right? So anyways, getting back to it, the range on the 5-minute opening range for the 5-minute opening range on Friday, the low is 453.32 to 458.34. If you took that low, if you took that break, you know, you can. There's a number of ways you could do. You could take it on the initial break. Sometimes I do, but it's a quick trade because it's going to snap back. You could see that it's, you know, you broke the 453, but then it shot all the way back up here to 457. So you were taking a lot of heat if you were still short there, right? But this is the money trade right here. This is the trade that you can see the big volume that comes through, pushes through on the Bollinger, which is this white line, which is showing that there's going to be some more follow through, right? And then anyways, getting back to the dollar amount here. So if you took that short there at 453.32, took it down to 435.30, you could have gotten yourself $18 if you were able to stay in it all day, but you didn't necessarily have to stay in one trade all day. You could have scalped this all day. It's beautiful structure, not wicky. It was coming off of certain levels, rejecting levels beautifully, right? So this is the 50-day SMA. So you can see once we lost that 50-day SMA, we came back up here, break that level, retest, came right off it again. So that 444.96 is the 50-day SMA. So I'm going to be looking at that level today and see where we're at. You can see it's rejecting it again right now in pre-market. So that's going to be a level I'm going to be looking at when the market opens up, right? So as far as the prices I'm going to use, so what I do on Mondays and every week, I trade with Friday expiration dates. So on Monday, I have some time. I've got 5 days till this expires. So I'm going to start with the 455 calls, which is a little tighter. I may expand that when the market opens up, may make it 460 calls. $15 for Tesla is not really that far of a spread. But anyways, it closed at $3.30 for the premium on Friday. So so right now we are opening up about $6 higher. So this premium this premium will be higher. So I am going to change this to a 460. So I'm going to start with the 460 calls. So they closed at $2.34. But right now, if the market opened, we opened $6 higher. This will be a $3 premium, and at least a $3 premium. And why is that? Why is that significant? Well, I've said this before, that if you're below $3 on an option price in the premium, it trades in pennies. And what I mean by that is, if you buy a one lot at 237, the next offer is going to be at 238. Okay, so if the market gets above $3, you'll see once I get above the $3 range, I go a little slower for everybody. So you'll see right here, 298. $2.99, but then once it gets to $3, goes $3 to 305. So what does that mean? That means that you're making 5 times your money. You can make 5 times your money on a trade versus making a penny. So you're making 5 cents versus a penny, and you multiply that by your lot size, and it adds up. So if you buy a 5 lot, you make $5 if you're trading in the pennies, and you make $25 if you trade in the premium price that's over $3. So on the put side, I'm going to have the 425 puts, which is going to be about $20 away on the put side. So it closed at $4.10. And because we are rallying a little bit here, we're about $6 higher. I anticipate this premium price will probably be down in the low $3 premium. So that's going to be right up my alley. I like trading in the $3 premium range because the cost is the right cost. And then it moves in nickels for me, so I can get in and out of my trades. And then people ask me why I do Tesla. Well, one, I can trade as many different equities that are out there. And by the way, if you want me to cover any different equities, leave a comment down below. I'll be glad to do that for you. But you got to keep it simple. When I first started trading, I was trading 10 different stocks, and you don't need to. You just find one stock that's got a lot of volume, a lot of liquidity, it moves, and you get in and out. You can be done with your day, early on. You don't have to sit by the computer all day. If I'm sitting by the computer all day, I'm either teaching somebody or I did something stupid in the morning and I'm just trying to scrape back my day. But the important thing is to stay disciplined and understand that there's a million trades out there that you're going to have throughout the year. So don't be foolish and think that your last trade is your only trade. And once you can overcome that and understand that the best loser wins, which means that if you get out of your losing trades quickly, you're going to be very successful, because it's all about preserving your capital. But we could go over more of that. We talk about anything and everything in the trading room. So, hit that, go down to the subscribe area and go to and join that Discord community. So you can come and meet us in the Discord channel, live trading room from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. Hit that subscribe button, and then also hit that thumbs up button, like this video. If I don't see you in the Discord room,